Imagine having a theory so radical, so groundbreaking, so revolutionary that you have no other choice but to become your own test subject. Enter Barry Marshall, a man who dared to challenge conventional medical wisdom with an audacious experiment that forever changed our understanding of stomach ulcers. In the early 1980s, the medical community staunchly believed that ulcers were caused by stress, spicy foods, and too much acid in the stomach. But a young doctor from Australia named Barry Marshall had a different idea. He was convinced that a bacteria named Helicobacter pylori was the real culprit behind this painful condition. Despite presenting his theory to his peers, his idea was met with skepticism, disbelief, even ridicule. Many in the medical community dismissed it outright, unwilling to accept that a simple bacteria could be responsible for such a complex and common condition. But Barry Marshall was not deterred. He knew he was onto something, he just needed to prove it. And since it was illegal and unethical to test his theory on humans, he did something unimaginable. He decided to experiment on himself. In a move straight out of a science fiction novel, Barry Marshall drank a petri dish brimming with Helicobacter pylori bacteria. It was a gamble, a high-stakes game that put his own health on the line. But Barry was willing to take that risk. Within days, he started to feel the effects. Nausea, vomiting, and the telltale signs of gastritis started to emerge. He had developed ulcers, just as he had predicted, but he didn't stop there. He treated his self-inflicted condition with antibiotics, and lo and behold, the symptoms disappeared. In that moment, Barry Marshall had done the unthinkable. He had proven his theory right. He had shown that Helicobacter pylori was indeed the cause of stomach ulcers, not stress or spicy foods, but a simple bacteria, and he had shown that it could be treated with antibiotics. The medical community was stunned. Barry Marshall had challenged the status quo and won. He had put his own life on the line to prove his theory, and in doing so, he had changed the face of medicine forever. In 2005, 20 years after his audacious self-experiment, Barry Marshall was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. His unconventional method and groundbreaking discovery had finally been recognized by the highest authority in the scientific world. So there you have it, the incredible story of Barry Marshall, a man who dared to defy the norm, who risked his own health to prove his theory, and who changed the way we understand and treat stomach ulcers forever. A story of perseverance, courage, and scientific revolution that all started with a petri dish and a radical idea.